fight was very competitive in the backstages. I thought Sal tired a little bit. Won the fight convincingly, obviously, but John, super tough. I mean, you know, probably didn't believe in himself enough in the early part of the fight, and when he did, you know, boxed very, very well, but a dominating performance from the undisputed champion.
How surprised were you that in that 5th round, John Ryder got up from that shot he took?
Well, I know how tough he is, and Tony Sims has his fighters in unbelievable condition. I mean, you saw with Joe Cordina last week, you know, these fighters are well conditioned, and that's what's going to get them through those moments. You know, I think John needed to get up close as much as possible in the fight, and when he did, he was very good and clever on the inside with Canelo Alvarez. But I thought Canelo looked very spiteful. I don't know about his hands. I kept seeing him after sort of looking down at his hands, and we'll have to see how they are, but a dominating performance.
Yeah, I asked him that. He said he felt cautious early on throwing that left hand without question, but said he got it going a little bit later. You've promoted a lot of Canelo fights over the last few years. How did he look compared to some of his earlier matches?
I thought he looked good. I mean, you know, I look back at the Callum Smith performance. I think it was a similar performance to the Callum Smith victory. You know, dominated most rounds in that fight. Couldn't get him out of there. Probably a little bit frustrated towards the end of the fight. Coming back from the injuries, coming back from, I guess, a mediocre year for Canelo Alvarez, but particularly the surgeries, I think he'll be very pleased to get that 12 round in the bank, and a much tougher assignment coming against Dimitri Bivol if we can get that over the line.
All right, you say, can you get that over the line? What's your first move on Monday morning?
Well, we're speaking non-stop. You know, I think, look, you know, I understand everybody's position. Dimitri Bivol would like to challenge for the 168-pound championship, but at the same time, Canelo Alvarez has only interest in defeating Dimitri Bivol on the same terms, because he believes he'll only get credit on those terms. And I agree with him as well, but I understand Dimitri's point of view. But the fact is that with the Beterbiev fight not possible, that is the biggest fight by a mile for Dimitri Bivol. I hope that he accepts the challenge. You know, Canelo Alvarez gave him the opportunity. This time it's almost Dimitri Bivol giving Canelo the opportunity. He's desperate for revenge. He's the ultimate competitor. Most people think Canelo is crazy. And, you know, it was a solid performance tonight, but people will make him a big outsider in the fight with Dimitri Bivol at 175 pounds.
Yeah, watching Canelo Alvarez perform tonight, he's still at a very high level, but I'm not seeing a guy that I say that guy absolutely would beat Dimitri Bivol. Would you recommend that he goes for that fight?
You know, I mean, look, I don't recommend anything. I get told what to do by Canelo and Eddie Reynoso. I don't like in boxing how people criticise a decision like that because it's too tough a fight. Isn't that what we want? I mean, you know, tonight was a mandatory defence. He won most rounds. He wants to step up. What other fight in the world are you going to see Canelo Alvarez as an underdog in? And a big underdog at 175 pounds. So we need to give this guy props. You saw the stadium tonight. You saw the scenes. He doesn't need to fight Dimitri Bivol. He never needed to fight him in the first place, but he lost, and it's eating him up every day, and we need to make it happen.
You've worked with John Ryder for a long time. What do you think is in his future?
I mean, look, what he's realised is he's a world-class fighter. He's just not as good as Canelo Alvarez. He will believe in himself. He'll wake up tomorrow enjoying that. Enjoying mixing with an all-time great. He busted his nose in the second round. I didn't think he'd get through the 5th and 6th round. He did. He came back into the fight. He won rounds later on. It was a fantastic effort, full of bravery. You know, sometimes fighters get criticised. Did they look for a way out? There was no looking for any way out tonight. John Ryder proved himself as a world-class fighter with plenty of guts as well.
All right, Eddie, good luck making the Dimitri Bivol fight.
We'll get it.